So that's why I say I attach myself more to Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Yes, he has arrogance and stuff like that, which
You need to be that
You need.
great.
Yes.
Like, because there's Zlatan and there's Ronaldo.
Yeah. Welcome to the GenC podcast. I am one of your hosts, JP Jackson. To my father.
Yo, you went from 100 to like 0.
Is
Who, me?
No, you.
Mr. Eddie Andres. It's all about innovation, Cloud. You know, keeping the guessing.
That's why I wanted to do the intro today, because I had the energy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
These two sisters with us. Also to the audio listeners. Coming through from the SHURE mics. Brought to you by Planetworld South Africa. We appreciate you for having you.
Yes.
To my main audio listener, Lal Solo, welcome.
That's good.
JP, how you doing, man?
I'm blessed.
Guys, the etiquette is here today. The etiquette is here.
I had a bit of a
it was like an
situation.
ETV commercial at night before that late night movie. Or that tone.
Okay, when you say late night ETV, that's a different story. There's children viewing the Music Express. Who do we have on today, JP Jackson?
Today we have Dayle.
Solomon. I was like, what is that? Is it Lal's family? That's chaos. Welcome, Dayle.
Thank you.
For the people at home or the people watching on YouTube, we like to ask our guests this very, very life orientation type of question.
Yeah.
And the question is, who is Dayle Solomon?
Where did we find you?
I actually had this question in an interview that I did with a football club. And then what I did was I went straight into qualifications and where I work. And after that, the coach stopped me. And then he said, like, who are you? Like, I don't care where you worked or what qualifications you have. It was, who are you?
Yeah.
And then the conversation changed. And then he just wanted to know, like, what is your journey like in sense of your personality, your character, and then just everything away from qualifications and what club or country you worked for. And that was different for me. So I have to reflect a little bit on that. I'm a Cape Town boy up until 23. And then I left home quite early, I think, at 23 and moved to Joburg. And then it was kind of fight for yourself now. And that was difficult because I think our parents raised us and looked at, I think it's a colored culture thing, really a lot, because our parents are very invested to work harder than anyone that they can to be able to look after us. And then when you leave, it's like, it's not that they didn't teach you, but you were so looked after that now you have to step out and sort of fend for yourself and figure things out. And that was, I think, a big adjustment for me. And from there, I think I just did a total, I don't want to say 360, but a total change to who I was, because I couldn't be looked after. I couldn't come home to my safety net. I was in Joburg alone for 4 years. And then you had to try and kind of build yourself. And then I think everything else sort of just fell into place and it became survival for a long time. A stupid example is when I moved to Joburg, I moved for 1,000 Rand more than what I was getting in Cape Town, which made no sense to anyone. But it also put me where I am today. If I didn't take that risk then I think maybe Saudi wouldn't have been the situation right now. And that's a lot of what I want to try and spread is the sacrifices around the effort that you have to make. And apart from that, the sacrifices and the investment that you have to make to get into this industry or to be able to survive in this industry.
You must add numbers there. We're in trouble here.
I told you.
We're in trouble here.
I told you. Bro dropped so many things that I was like, ooh, flag.
Yeah.
Ooh, flag, JP.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go first.
So you went to Pinedensai.
Boss. Did I not tell you before we started recording, JP's gonna hit you? So you went to Pinedensai in that exact tone. In that exact tone.
Was this when I was outside? The question. But it's also like in that like 2006, 2008 space where obviously it's a lot earlier in our development as people being integrated in those spaces. Because I mean, Pinehurst was a good school and it still is a good school. What was your experience like there at that time?
Yeah, take us back. Like we time traveling today. Before we end up in Saudi, we first need to get into a taxi and then a bus and then a plane.
Yeah. I went to Pinehurst. In Pinehurst also, there's 3 primary schools in Pinehurst.
That's the green one.
The green one, yeah, 100%. I actually had this conversation the other day. I think this is, I don't want to say trauma, it's a bit deep, but I think it set the tone for my life and sort of where I am now. Yeah. Because I grew up in Elsie's River until the age of 8. And then we moved to Maitland. But I think by that time I'd already spent 2 years at primary school. I always say that all parents work hard. I don't disregard anyone. But I think in my situation, my parents went over and above to be able to put me into Pinehurst. My dad worked the standard, I don't know if I can say this, but sort of the colored hours of 6-6, 6-2. So you miss him in the morning, you miss him at night. And then you're going to school with a group of people that I want to say almost in a different bracket to you. So it sets you up for, whether it's right or wrong, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it sets you up for the space of when the haves or with those who don't have or the have-nots, how does that determine your future and what does it how does it fix your trajectory? Because for me, I went to school. If you listen to my dad's 21st speech, he says he did judo, he did choir, he did tennis, and he just got bowls every week. But that was not a planned thing with my dad. I kind of had to do it because my friends were doing it.
Okay.
And because they were doing it, I hoped that it would obviously help me and somewhere I would work in sport. But football was always my passion. But the point is that every day I leave the classroom and then this one has private training, that one has private training, this one has private coaching in the nets with the cricketers. We don't have any of that. And you don't have my dad mustn't hammer me for this, but he knows. I when we were growing younger, I called him a Jew many times because I know, like straight, I told him he knows. But when you grow up and you realize that he did what he did to put me in that school, to put me in a place that I can get away from potential, how do I say this? Threats.
Bad influence.
Yeah. And then he's taken me away from that completely because he knew he grew up in Athlone. So he knew that the challenge is if you get stuck into this lifestyle, you're most likely going to land up where he doesn't want you to be.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of I had to respect, but only at a later stage. It's the same like your parents say, brush your teeth at night, eat your vegetables, do all these things. And we don't listen. Eat brown bread. We don't listen to these things because it's not cool when we're young. But then as you grow up, you realize, and then I start reflecting, this is, I think, way after high school. I'll go back, but you start realizing that the sacrifice he made to put me in that school, to take me out of what problems I could have faced or challenges I could have faced because of the community I was in, made a huge difference in my life.
Yeah.
And to worry about private hockey training and cricket training and tennis training and squash and choir, those things are irrelevant. Like, those are not the things that he was pushing for. He was pushing you just to get out and not become a statistic, for example.
So I can speak directly to what you are speaking about. Grew up in Elsis as well. Went to high school at Settlers in Powellville.
Okay.
And I fell in love with basketball and I played hockey. And like, where's the AstroTurf in Elsis? You know what I'm saying? 100%. Where's the safe court to go to?
Yeah.
What we used to actually do, statute of limitation is out. We used to break into the school, There was like a gate that we could like go through. They fixed it obviously, but like June holidays used to come. Myself, Daniel, Adisa, and his brother Emmanuel.
Now he implicates everyone else.
Listen. If you're watching, salute. We all made promises together. It's worth it. So we used to train literally in the holidays. Because like you said, like there's some of these kids have extra investment, whether it is equipment, whether it is private coaching, all that different stuff. It is about access to opportunity. Because that's something that we've been speaking about. Is something that I try and do with the work that I do is I want to give my kids access to privilege. Because if you can at least then see what success looks like, you know what to walk towards. And I think that's or what I'm gauging, that's kind of the comment that you can give your dad in a positive sense.
Yeah, and it's also like where you spend your time. Because I think the thinking behind it, the more time you spend doing activities, the less time you are getting involved in the things that are not beneficial. And I think it's that sort of like, yes, the cost a lot of the times is the financial burden, because you can't afford the private thing. You can't afford that. There's 3 people looking at your son to make sure that they bats correctly, sort of thing. And that is a sacrifice financially. But the skill that is actually being learned there is the sharpening, putting in the hours, which is setting that child up for future success, not even just in sport, just in life as well. So if you don't mind me asking me, what's the significance behind playing with the number 4?
One of my favorite players I was playing at Saxon Rovers. He wore number 4, and then I kind of just inherited it. He's played for Santos, and he came to join us at one stage, but unbelievable centre back. And he wore this wrist glove that I actually went to go buy also.
Okay.
And then, it became a trend. But that's where it came from, to be honest. That's big for him, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. But
making him a superstar.
Yeah, but that's everyone knew that I like sort of idolized this guy on the football field. But that's as simple as it is. Nothing complicated.
I mean, nothing complicated to you.
It's relative.
But there's something that resonated with you to the extent that you wanted almost like follow the craft, follow the path, if you will. It's kind of like that. This is a bit of an extreme example, but it's kind of like that Kobe Jordan. But instead, Kobe was like, I'm going to be 24 because I want to be one better.
Yeah, no way.
So then what about those traits and stuff that's what are the traits that actually spoke to you about him? Was it just like, I just like the way?
So I think we all know that in especially colored communities, the culture is play football, drink. And then chill with the friends until your wife phones you and then you must go home. But with us, it was like this guy was him and the coach that I had. This coach's name was T. The 2 of them, but he didn't wear number 4. But you sort of follow these 2 people because their lifestyle was different. But we come after football. I used to be made fun of when I was at the club at under 17. I think I was Sportsman of the Year, and literally the award came from picking up papers and cans after every first team match. And these guys had the similar mentalities that they kept things clean and they focused on the youngsters to go pick up this thing, make sure that that's right, make sure the change room's right, like look after the facility. And those are the things that are different to me. It stood out because for 2-3 years I was under 17, under 15, and I watched and I saw it's a lot of people here that it's football and then it's vibes after football. And that wasn't who I was never that person. So afterwards it's pick up papers and then these guys are helping me. And then it was like, okay, this is who he is off the field. And on the field, he was composed. He was aggressive, but not in an ugly way, not verbal, not physical, but he understood how to win a ball, how to play a ball. Everyone respect. Every challenge duel he had he won it. He was just so clean in everything that he did. And typical colored, no front teeth and aggressive from Weinberg boy. But it was, he was just like the way when I watched him play football, he was just unreal. And I like that. And he stood out to everyone. Like it wasn't just me that noticed him. I wasn't on some scouting mission or anything. I just watched him play at the first team and I was like, this guy is unreal. And he played my position also at centre back. And to have composure and be able to lead the game like that was special. So I kind of just followed, and the glove was extra. Just for fashion.
And I think it's also great to hear those types of stories. And the reason why is because sometimes you think the loudest person is the one that gets the attention. When there's actually the one that's doing the work, putting in the actions, that's drawing the most eyeballs from those that are really interested in the game. And I think it's very important that sometimes we think that when we stand on the field, because we're not the striker, we're not the main guy, or we're not when it actually, and Trevor also speaks about, it's the team, right? Striker gets all the glory, but you need solid mid, you need solid centre back. It's about creating that environment. And even though you might not feel no one's watching, someone is watching. So you are alluding to your actual playing career. When did you make the switch to analyst?
I wanted to jump on that one topic that you spoke about now, is that someone's watching, and it's something that stresses me out a lot of the time, because from what people, there's a lot of people that have expectation and they see what you do, and then you kind of living on that all the time. So when I was at Sundowns, a lot of the guys every morning they would hold me accountable for my running. Say, we didn't see you post yesterday, we didn't see you post for a week, but work was really hectic, and I think they understood it somewhat. But for them to hold me accountable like that was kind of cool. And you know that these people care and they invested, and they kind of wanting to see where this journey goes. And that was, for me, it was cool, because those are high profile players that shouldn't even care who I am. But every day it's a message. Hey, you're not running. Why you're not running?
Before you come back to the question that JP asked, there was something that when you were talking about the whole notion of taking out of the community for a better life, all that different stuff, that is something that within our community we can get better at, is support and holding each other accountable. Because it's very easy to know Clayton and Charlie and Melissa, they're very good at netball. Let's make sure that they have this. Let's within our street support that. You know what I'm saying? And those are the things that, because as an athlete, as a child, the thing that's going to make you successful is support. The thing that's going to make you go far, because you're going to just run harder when you hear, go Melissa, go Charlie. You know what I'm saying? At least that's from my experience. And so I was going to ask you, what do you think are the things that we as a community can maybe get right, so that we don't lose our athletes to other areas, we don't lose our players to other areas, that we actually can stay in the communities. But in a way, we kind of got there. we kind of got there. Now you're going to ask answer JP's question about what was the switch to becoming an analyst.
Can I jump on that one?
Oh, jump on
that. I'm going to come back to this one, but I think it's just,
I was on the show.
we must take away, it's about us. I said this to someone last week. I said, I'm walking around, I'm here for the longest time, and I've had exams and stuff and assignment, but I'm on holiday in Cape Town for the longest time since I've left for a month. And I walk around, and again, social media does this also, but take away the thing of attention for yourself. And once you take away the attention as the coach or the parent or don't make it about you. I went to the Abu Dhabi Cup, the Manchester City Cup in Abu Dhabi in March or April with one of our teams. And the parents there I swear they're going to a white party in Miami Beach somewhere. Like the vibe there that they set for that thing was unreal. It was not about the players. Just come in your parents' outfit. You don't have to wear high heels and this type of outfit to a soccer match for your kid. Here in South Africa, also, we still, around the world, and let's not say South Africa, everything is about attention. But it's attention about us, not we want to do good so that we get attention on this person or that person. Whether it be male or female, whatever sport is irrelevant. But we're too much consumed about ourselves in sport. And it happens. I follow the Tigerberg because that's where I used to play, the LFA. But there's a lot of coaches that want to be seen, and take that out of your, completely just take it out of your space. Make it about the team, because then you'll be more invested. You're too worried about your glamour and how you look and what you're saying on the touchline. I look like Pep Guardiola. I look like this person, Mourinho. But that doesn't matter. It's not about you. It's about the players and the sport. And we too invested in ourselves. Everyone, I think, or not everyone, many people, too invested in themselves, and we need to put it on the next person. Be a little bit more selfless about your growth and your image in the community and what I do. Even if it is working for the NGO, I love it so much. But it's not about me. It's about making that one smile or making that one better than what they were yesterday. So as soon as we as communities take ourselves out of it and leave it with them, I think sport will be much better, because the attention now is no longer on us. And if we make a good athlete, that's the better result at the end of the day. But if we make a good person for ourselves, we want to stand in the photos and in the interviews and the magazines and stuff, and that I honestly hate it.
But it's actually it can have the opposite effect, in that by focusing on the team, most likely the question is who's coaching them,
100%.
who's leading them.
100%.
Then it almost creates that reflection without you having, like you say, being in front. You can actually create that same view just with a different lens.
Yes.
And the lasting impact of that is even better than the way you did it the first time.
100%.
And if you speak about I always used to think about like clubs like Barcelona that has a distinct playing style, regardless of who is the coach at that point. The coach might bring a certain tactic and or execution mechanism, but they have a distinct playing style.
Yeah.
And I think that's also something that you can create in your various environments.
Yeah.
Because I think the playing styles that unfortunately a lot of our community clubs have is like fighting. Or you go there, you get and it's unfortunate. And I'm not saying that is now cool, but people like we always use the fear because we're strong and we are intimidating. So we can create that. So it's natural for us to create that. But we also have flair. We have the ability to create something out of nothing. Yeah. And that's what we can lean in without having to remove the fear component.
I want to say the last thing on this because I'm a curious person. And like your perspective, I've asked myself, why would someone have the other perspective? Why would someone not agree with this? That's something that I think I've had to do for work also. Yeah. And
for the podcast.
And for the podcast, yeah. But it's like the goal for like us is we want them to succeed in more than just wins and losses. We want them to succeed in life. We want them to become better people. We want them to be leaders in communities. I think where you get the self-centered coaching is when the outcome is only about winning. And an example for me is like Jose Mourinho. He is the epitome of put everything on me. And it's successful. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Whereas we speak about creating a culture so that it can live forward, so that you can have what's the sporting director of RB Leipzig, that guy.
Jürgen.
No, the guy that was at Man United. Reinik.
Oh yeah.
He set in things that like really transformed RB, and then we only learned about Ralph Reinik when he like, you know what I'm saying, when we had to interview. And so the point I'm trying to make is that I think the challenge then comes in is it about the wins and losses, or is it about just creating successful individual successful cultures? And I think for us, our hope, our dream, I think all of us are like that. We actually just want to see our lighties be successes. So that's why the pay it forward method, if we can call it that, is the best route for us.
But the leadership there, I think, is also a challenge, especially in Cape Town. Like I mentor a couple of football people, and I get so many like, let me rather just say silly requests from owners and sort of chairmen, if you call them now. But it's, you must play this player, you must play that player, who doesn't spend any time on training. Some of the players don't even come to training, but they must start on the weekend because this is what the owner wants. And that is beyond me, but it's not things that I can control. It's we have to fix ourselves in leadership positions. But again, we're all too greedy to want to win the league and want to be successful. And success is, to you, it's a trophy in the middle. To the next person, it's seeing a player move from under 13 to the first team, for example. And if we don't identify those things early in our organizations, and honestly, and this is why I say it's that person on the top that doesn't make it about himself. If you honestly say, look, we're just here for development, work with these players, and your performance review based on your work ethic and how many times you come to training and how well you train the players, and can we get one or two players moving up the age group that are sort of successful for the next coach's plans? Then that's your identity, and leave it like that. Not, okay, let's see how many trophies and medals, because then it determines whether you keep a job. These clubs don't even pay, and you have the right to say you keep a job if you don't win. You keep a job only if you win a trophy. It makes no sense. But it's the honesty factor. There's too many academies and development structures that are about winning, but they're not honest about it. They try to find sort of blurred lines to cross, and then at the end of the day, if you don't win, out. Standard protocol.
I have so much to say.
Can we pick up my question? Just a bio.
I know. Actually, yes. Please answer that question, because I have something to say on that. It's gonna wrap it all together.
Perfect.
I'm cooking.
Nice bow.
I'm cooking.
Yeah, so to go to the analyst sort of role, so I went to ETA College in Newland. It's a specific sports college. And I studied there for 2 years. And then in my second year, I got a bursary. And it touches basically a lot of the things that I'm doing now and had to do to sort of get it. It was waking up at like 1 a.m, getting picked up and going to some event, handing out water sachets for people, being on every event that there was, whether it be running, cycling, just to hand out water, to be there to help with bags or something like that. And it happened in that second year, maybe 15 to 20 times, I think. And that's the sacrifice that you had to make. I had to skip football, I had to skip my personal life, and I had to be at the garage. Sometimes they're picking me up at some random garage because I take a taxi there or a train or whatever, and they're picking me up and we're going to the event. So a lot of it, I think, started there. And you'll see how it kind of ties in a bit later. But then I got a opportunity to work at a data company. So I studied sports management, and they had only asked sports science students or coaching science students to come for the internship. And then I was the only sport management person, but it was because I was on the bursary program. Okay. So they're like, okay, you deserve this or whatever. Then I said, okay, I'll go try it. And then I worked there for a month. And then I was still playing football at that time. And then after a month, I said, no way, I'm not doing this job. This is rubbish. You literally sit and click on like I'll click on Ronaldo's name, where Ronaldo's doing the action on the field, what he's doing. Is it successful or unsuccessful? So it's like 4 or 5 things you click. And then you play the video. Then there's another action. Then it's like, say, Beckham, next action, what he's doing, successful way on the field. And I'm thinking, this is crazy. Like, it takes so many hours to code. They call it coding that time, tagging or so, but to do it, even 5 minutes of a game would take me like 4 hours.
Wow.
But I was new still, obviously. You know, that thing when it's just starting, then you kind of have to figure things out. And then I was like, no ways, this is hectic. Man, I asked him to leave. I went to work at Sporting in one city. Thinking that's better for my life.
Can I just say the most colored thing you've said today?
You know, I wanted to say that and I said, no, someone's going to come after me. And then I worked there for a month. It was nice because my Christmas clothes came from there. I got discount. And
the second most colored thing you said.
Yeah, I want to touch on this. Yeah, this clothing thing, and it's a thing I went through yesterday, but I'll tell you later. But yeah, and then I worked there for a month, and then afterwards I realized, I have to also be careful about this. But the manager that we had was a young colored guy,
Okay.
and also like spoke to me in a way that I was below him, and I said something bad to him, and that was like stupid also from my side. And it's also, I would love to unpack this topic, probably not today, but some other time, just about the respect in our positions that we're in.
No, cook. No.
Yeah.
Say it now.
I'm sure it will jump into the conversation. But we had a bit of a thing in the store and then it wasn't good. And then after, I think, a month, I left there and went back to the stats company, asked for the job back. And they gave it to me. And then I worked for 3 years. And sorry to tie back in, I tried to manage the football and the coding situation together, but I had to finish. I come to work at like 7, then I finish at 5:30 because it takes long to code these games, and then I jump on a train, take 2 trains to get to Wynberg, and then get to Wynberg, and I'm running down the road to make it in time for training. And our team was very good. I was playing at the Kappa Sporting at that time in the Vodacom League, but they were like, it's a very strong team of players that had played a few years ago, older guys, but they were like good. I won't lie. It was difficult to break into that team. But I did obviously make some starts and appearances and stuff. So it was different. And reason being because it's the first time I played with many guys from like different colored communities, like in Noble Park, Mitchell's Plain, Bonteville. And I like the experience. They called me the white boy of the team.
Love for that.
It was funny, but yeah, I was the white boy of the team. But yeah, anyway, it was a new experience and they got to learn about me and I got to learn about their culture. Even though we're the same race, but it's very different upbringings.
Yeah.
But it was exciting. Like it was exciting and it was funny. But yeah, then it's just that thing of, and this is where it may not get deep, but yeah, it's a bit of a hectic thing. But growing up as I think colored people, our parents, like I said in the beginning, look after us. And then naturally your instinct is you have to look after your family. And you have to make a choice at some time. Like I can't sit on the soccer field every week and I still see people doing it today. And there's no issue with that. It's their lives. It's not my life. But I still see people doing it today. Fighting that battle to make it, and it's like a 0.0001% of people that make it out. And if we're not realistic about that, we'll fall into that situation. And then we're also going to be, and it's no disrespect, working some sort of, call it not mediocre, each to their own, but working a job that you didn't really want to work because you sacrificed your life for football. I'm going to make it. We all think we're going to coach and play at Man United when we're young. It's standard. But at the end of the day, maybe not now. Now it's not a good idea. No, I support United, but really. Anyway, we won't go in there. But that's the mentality we have, but we don't have the work ethic or the work rate. And when I was on my course last year, I told the coaches the same thing. I said, the best thing you can do, be a teacher. Teachers are going everywhere today. And from there, you can branch out into other opportunities because of stability. But we chase this football thing, and I will support you 100% as long as you want to do it. But make sure that you're also putting in the 150% on the other side, because that I can't find balance. And truth be told, I was not putting in 150%, trying to work, catching a train here, trying to run from a station, getting to training maybe 5 minutes late sometimes, not giving my all because I'm stressed, and then my performance drops. And then I'm asking them to make me a footballer. It doesn't work like that. Basic math does not work like that. I used to, at under 17, I think I was one of the better players, and I jumped into the first team quite quickly. But because every Sunday I'm on the field, that we're not training, we just played Saturday, and scientifically now it's not right. But after Saturday's match on a Sunday morning, I'm doing sprints. Monday I'm there, sometimes before school, sometimes after school, sometimes before training. And back then we had street football. So all those things, I was playing football. My parents will kill me. I was playing football probably like 15 different situations during the week. And then I still did my own training. I would literally take bricks. This is not looking for anything from anyone. I would take bricks and I would do shuttle runs continuously. And that's where I think I hit my peak. And then I had an agent speak to me, and there was potential moves and things happening. I even went to Mr. Price Parkhurst, and at that time, Mr. Price Parkhurst was unreal. They were one of the best teams in the Western Cape. And I went there on trial, and I had a holiday there. Honestly, I felt like it was one of the easiest games I played, but I went there with so much anxiety because I'm like, Mr. Price Parkhurst, that's the big team of Cape Town in that Vodacom League space. And I went on trial there. I had Sunday morning, winter's day cold, but every duel I had, I won. Every pass I made was successful. I was probably on my stats was probably passing 90%, tackles probably 95%. I look like a superstar that day. But I know where it comes from. It comes from that grind every other time outside of training. And are we willing to do that enough? And yeah, I know I'm jumping off the topic, but the transition came at that point when I was trying to manage both. And then I said, look, my dad worked hard. My parents worked hard. I need to, at some point, make this situation to look after myself. And then I just said, you know what, stop. And then I stopped playing Vodacom. And then I worked for the stats company, and I was there for 3 years in Cape Town. And then I moved to Joburg. I asked for the opportunity to Joburg to work in analysis. And then, I started working there, and then moved into business development. And then eventually got an opportunity at the club in Joburg, and I moved out of the company. And then the football journey started, specifically football. The office job was a little bit different because it was more consultancy. My main reason for sort of stopping football was that provider mentality. And sometimes I do regret it. I think many people do think that I had it, more the work ethic, and I had talent, but sometimes it's not enough. You have to make a choice. You can't live on that dream forever. Sadly.
My co-host is bubbling there, so I'll give him a chance before
I think the first thing I want to say is, Dayle, thank you so much for being here. Because what you've spoken about, I'm going to get a bit emotional, but that is people's lived experience. That literally having to put the dream down in order to provide. Having worked so hard, you faced with that sunk cost fallacy. You're faced with that but I worked so hard for that. And just the fact that you're sharing, I feel like a lot of people are going to feel and see themselves in this episode. So thank you so much for being here. That's the first thing I want to say. Second thing I want to say.
Thing number 2. Two things rose.
Because we definitely need to talk about, number one, you as an Iron Man.
A whole Iron Man.
And number 2, obviously we need to get to Saudi. But I want to make a cross-sport comparison. So, the football is the most popular sport in the world. The second most popular sport in the world is, do you know?
Cricket, I'm guessing.
Do you know?
Netball.
Netball is crazy. Basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
mass
Yes,
sport.
sir. The number of people that play basketball is literally the second most in the world. literally is the second most in the world. Anyway, so I guess cricket because of India. I deeped it now, but that's the most viewed.
Okay.
Sorry, I mean like played.
Okay.
So basketball comp. And one of the things that in basketball, because this is going to speak to something that we spoke about earlier, is ring culture. And because of ring culture, basketball analysis and basketball sports talk and all of this is very like, it's perverted, it's weird, people hate it, they're tired of it. And now with TikTok, new media, you get these people speaking about basketball in a way that is, this is why we love the game. This is why we love these players. And what I like about what I'm hearing from you is that's kind of the school that you come from. You love the process. You love you love the journey. You know what I'm saying? And another thing about basketball is one of the GOATs, LeBron James, is he's been able to have a like longevity of success because you said like the whole thing about it's not sports science, not sustainable to train the way that you train. Once you have that 10,000 hours, basically, I'm jumping a little bit.
Yeah.
Once you have that, you need to now start working on mental side of things. You need to start working on nutrition side of things. And what I'm gleaning from this conversation is that you've recognized that. And you are going to share that journey with us now so that people can know that, yes, there's a time to work and there's a time to start studying because the work needs to change. And so, yeah, so let's go into the coaching side and let's go into the sport management. Tell us about that switch. Tell us about that journey.
If I'm honest, firstly, that data analysis and I was never going to go into that industry. I didn't even know it existed. Like, I knew nothing about it. When they called me for this thing, I was like, what the hell is this? It's not a vibe. And then afterwards I got into it. And then, like I said, I left and I went back and then I wanted to get into the analysis side of it. Analysis is literally like watching football games and analyzing like in depth what is actually going on. And obviously, again, restarting this journey, I knew zero, but I had a good sort of mentor that helped me a little bit. And it took a lot of time. I give an example. They asked us to do last year, I think it was, someone asked me to do like a project for some team that they needed. And it was over a couple of games. And within 2 days, it was done because it had become second nature to me.
Wow.
So it took a time on this journey to get there. But yeah, I sort of found a passion in it. And I realized too late that it takes so many hours to actually do it because at Sundowns I was watching like sometimes 6 games a day, and then I was still catching a flight and I'm working in the plane. And I honestly, for that 2-3 years, the last 2-3 years at Sundowns, every meal, every sleep, every conversation with someone was at my laptop. People still remind me today. Remember that time I phoned you and we had that hour call and you were just busy with your laptop in the background, and that's what it is. But yeah, it was never my choice. It was kind of like I fell into it and then I went with it. And then it worked out in the end. But obviously growing up, we never knew what analysis is, like I said earlier. Yeah, and then I started out at a club called Islands Park. And then I moved after Islands Park, I moved to Zambia. And I worked so this was my dream job, to manage a sports arena. So like a 5-a-side sports arena. So every project I did at college, sports management was about a 5-a-side arena. And then later on, I realized this market is a bit saturated. And it's expensive. Like, I mean, I didn't have the funds to put up a 5-a-side arena. But then randomly, and this is people must take this away from me, networking is so key. And I'm an introvert and I'm shy and I don't like speaking to random people. But I was playing football at Discovery Park in Joburg. And I played with this friend of mine, his team. And we were just chatting and I'm like, I'm having a terrible time at this club. Like I'm struggling. I'm not able to do my work. I won't get into too much about it. But I had a difficult situation at the club. And then he's like, what do you mean? And I explained. And then afterwards he said, I have this opportunity in Zambia. Maybe we should talk about it. And then he said, let's meet at Woolworths on, say, Friday, for example. So I went to go meet him at Woolworths. We had a coffee for like 45 minutes. He showed me what they have, and then he said, look, this is your blank canvas, do what you want.
Wow.
And then literally a week later, this is a hectic story, and I know I will look very bad in a sense, but we were in Durban, I remember, and they had booked my ticket for the Sunday morning to go to, we had a match in Durban, and then we came back to Joburg, and I had a ticket to go out to Zambia on the Sunday at 6 p.m. up until the following week. And my grandmother had passed away, and we were in a technical meeting, and then I told the coach, and I told the team, and then how it worked out, it's funny but not funny. My grandmother's funeral was the following week, and the coach said, take as much time as you want. And then the way it worked is I took the flight the next day to go to Zambia, and I stayed there for a week without saying anything about my grandmother, because it's one of those moments where you think, and I've seen it in movies also, and maybe that's not a good following, but it's like my grandmother has passed on, and she's going to get buried next week, and maybe she'll also be saying like, take the opportunity, because if you miss this moment, you never know when you're going to get it back. So I try to look at it like that, but it obviously still hurts. So I missed obviously coming to Cape Town to be with my family during that period. And then I missed the funeral the following Sunday, because as much as I wanted to tell them, my grandmother's funeral on Sunday, my mother tried to delay it, but I had to bite the bullet a little bit to be like, look, if you Sunday is the most important day that they needed me there, because that's like the full day of the academy. So I needed to meet parents. I needed to see the environment, how they work. Anyway, I did my presentation that afternoon to them after I finished up at the academy. And then on the spot, they made me the offer to move to Zambia and like permanently come and work there and manage the arena. And then, I finished up at Islands Park. And then I think 3 weeks later, I was on a flight to Zambia. And then I was there for 2 years. So it breaks the trajectory a little bit, because I was in football, and then sports arena, completely away from football. And then I was at the stadium one day, because I heard that there's a new coach from Belgium coming to coach a national team. And then I'm like, I have to go meet this guy, because that's my thing, like business development network. As shy as I am, like I can, when it's football and when I can have a sport conversation or live conversation, I enjoy it. And then he came down the stairs and I said, hi coach, I'm Dayle, I work for this club, I do this analysis. He said, meet me the next day. Met him. And then I did a presentation for him. And then also he said, come and work with me as his assistant. And this is Zambia national team assistant job, which it was, it's something I'll talk about when you said about qualifications and education and stuff like that. But then we worked together for 8 months. So we're traveling a bit of Africa, working with the AFCON qualifiers. He gave me a lot of time on the field to do sessions. And slowly then the respect I got from the players at the Zambia national team was like, wait, maybe I can do this thing actually. And I was technical director and coach at Panathinaikos as well as the manager. So I was on the field a lot. And then I'm thinking like, no, I can do this. And then it took a lot of background work. And I was like, this is hectic. Like the amount of work that you have to put in if you really want to do it. Anyway, I came back to Stellenbosch. I left that job after 2 years. And then I came back to Stellenbosch. I worked there for a year. And this is where it also kind of ties in. They asked me, will you be a coach? And a year after I said I want to commit to this thing, I said no. Because the problem is that in coaching, your job is determined by 30 plus people that you have no control over. Like zero. Like they have too many things going on the outside. Like family, parents, black tax, communities. Like there's so many things, women, alcohol, parties, social lives. So many things that you have to deal with outside of football as a footballer, never mind even playing. So we think the Sundowns guys have it easy because they get paid well and they looked after, but they also have their own challenges. And again, they didn't win the Champions League when they were at their peak now again. And then we still have to see what is actually going on. It's so many things happening on the outside. And I sat in a boardroom with the coach, the CEO and assistant coach, and they asked me, and I said, no, I don't want my life to be determined by these people because I can't control the factors. I can make you the best person on this field. But once you leave the field, if you go to McDonald's or if your girlfriend says something to you or something happens in your family, at the end of the day, you're going to come back and something's going to happen. You're not going to perform well and my job is going to be on the line. I mean, we see it every day. Yeah. Wow. These coaches are changing every single day and there's no stability in it. And that, I somewhat call it like a colored safety net thing. And that's why I think we have this factory mentality of we're okay to work in a factory from 6 till 6 every day because it's safe there. We don't want to break that barrier of why don't I move into a leadership position? Why don't I take a management position? And then, after that, I moved to Sundowns. I got a call from Sundowns to go and work there. And then again, it was in performance analysis. So I'd never actually stepped out of that bracket really. I coached SAB, it's called SAB now, league in Joburg at a club called Randburg for 2 years. And then I helped out with some other projects with coaching and stuff like that and scouting. But I never went into it full time because it takes commitment. And then, I got the opportunity at Saudi, and it was like assistant coach and performance analyst, which I thought was nice because it allows me to jump a little bit now and not be stuck in that performance analysis bubble. Because that job is hectic. Maybe we'll talk about it later if I have time. But the performance analysis job is really, really hectic, and I want people to understand that because I get so many messages to do what I want to do. But it's because they love the lifestyle that they see, the thing we portray on Instagram. And that's why I said, people, when I mentioned earlier, people look at you. So you're constantly under pressure to perform, because if you don't, people are looking at you with this eyes of you're amazing, you're doing all these things, but they don't know that you actually have these struggles. Yeah. So you're not allowed to be weak. You're not allowed to be vulnerable with anyone. Yeah. And that is a difficult space to go into.
That's too much.
Sorry.
No. Not in that way.
It's just all in the base kind of.
That, we can only do one episode.
Yeah.
All of us used to be like a 3 hours. A day in a life.
Damn. But let's speak about that branching and that and in the analysis portion. Like you said, you can get very deep, very technical, but there's also the what the person does on the field, right? So let's say analytics shows he made 2 failed passes, but he had 1 really good one, and that's really where the magic of those that are that have that spark. They might not be technically 100%, but on the field they that guy.
Before you answer,
I have a nice question for both of you.
I was gonna say before that, it's analytics versus manalytics.
So how do you, especially as someone that is passionate about it, you can see both, right? But in the performance analysis role, you showing the stats. How do you marry the two?
I think right now there's too little education on it in South Africa to be able to do that. We are busy with a project to try and roll out. I can't say too much, but maybe in the next month or 2. But the problem with not having the education is we're passing on messages that are not, I don't say not real, but not effective. Okay. I also had to learn in coaching. I think I know coaching. We put cones out, we do a warm up, we do this, but there is so much science to coaching. I'm busy with licenses also, and you think you know it until you start learning about it, and then you're like, okay, I was doing a lot of nonsense before. I made these things up, but it's what you see. So you follow YouTube, or you follow coaches, and you follow people that are ahead of you in coaching or when you were growing up, and it's not really the correct information. And I want to work with clubs. Trust me, I want to help as many people as I can. But I know there's a lot of times where you get pushback. And when I spoke to a club the other day, I'm like, I will help as much as I can if I hear someone question anything that I have to say, and not from an arrogant space, from a structural space. This is how it's done worldwide. So I'm passing this on to you, these documents. Use them how you want to use them. This is how you populate it. But if I get one person that says something back to me, I'm going to stop immediately, because I didn't work this hard to get here, to find out the right ways to do it, to pass the message on for someone that has not put in the effort behind the scenes to get to where they are, and then tell me nonsense. To fight with me about, I'm not taking the information like I'm some superstar in football. I'm taking the information that I'm getting from professionals. I'm saying, take it. Use this. This is the way it's done worldwide, and make your job easier and structure it properly so that you give the kids, girls or boys, whatever it may be, the best possible development plan. But no, we know what we did in 1932, and it still works now. And I fight with it all the time. Anyway, I think it's the educational side first, is the understanding for everyone around what analysis is. And that's what we're trying to do at the moment. And as soon as that starts, there can be more information available to people, and then they can make better and more informed decisions and have better discussions with their players and know how to use it appropriately. Because each age group is different. You cannot be talking about, I don't want to get into terminology stuff now, but you cannot be talking about certain things at under 11, under 9 and saying the same things at the first team. It's completely different.
Yeah, makes sense.
So it's categorizing that first to say, look, these guys only need to learn until this. It's school, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4.
Yeah.
Each grade, each age has a specific learning model, if I can call it that.
Yeah.
And once they break that, okay, they move on. But we want to work here where the highest is all the time, and it doesn't make sense. But with analysis, it's working with the players and the teams and stuff like that. It's more video based. Everything is video. It's 90% video. We try and implement data a little bit more. I hope this is answering your question. But we try and implement video data a little bit more now because it's become a modern trend. But most of the time, it's just showing as much video as you can so that they can see. It's like if you're coaching a football team and you write offside, 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 offside. You say, oh, you're offside 4 times. Okay, what led to the offside? Why is he offside? Or why is she offside? But we don't take enough notes and enough detail because we don't know how to do it. And know it takes too much time. Then get someone from the community that's passionate. Let them come sit next to you and say, offside because they ran too early. And he writes there, offside because he ran too early. And then if you see 10 situations of offside because he ran too early, we know what we go do at training. So it's tying in the video component to what you're actually doing. And then if you have video and you in that space, you can then say, okay, just come to my office. And that's what we do now a lot. Come to the office, come and watch your clips. Look why you're leaving offside. Because you're not watching where the rest of the line is, or you're not seeing behind you where the left back is, whatever the case may be. You're just running without actually being aware of what your situation is. And then it transfers into his brain because the picture is obviously much better instead of the explanation.
And that's why I think now we're actually in such a great space because like cell phones have become so good. And especially as if someone wants to take it seriously, you can actually take videos of yourself.
100%.
And you can find the spot that is your blind spot and improve on that. But I think it's also a case of, like you said, they just don't know where to start. Yeah. They get there on Tuesday and the cones are set out. They're doing the drill. They do the drill amazingly. But in a match situation, that person's not standing by the cone.
Yeah.
That person's standing 2 feet to the right or 2 feet to the left. Yeah. Now it's a different scenario altogether. And I think it's about just building that foundation of analyzing even yourself to start off with and taking it from there.
Yeah, 100%.
Obviously, I have too much to talk about.
While you gather your thoughts, can I ask something?
Yes, please.
I just wanted to know, like, the avenues that youngsters can take to, like, get to where you are, like, in the different roles that you're saying. Like, you spoke about sports analysis. Like, what do they have to, like, study to get there? Is there something specific that they need to do to get there? How do they get headhunted, like you were headhunted, stuff like that?
Great question, no?
I think if it's analysis specifically, it's understand what it is that you want to do and then understand what the industry is about. I remember I studied tourism, and then I know it's not something to clap hands about, but I studied tourism.
Thanks, Rizan's got you.
And then my mother told me, do you know how many hours they work? Because I wanted to work in hotel management. And I'm like, do you know how many hours they work? And I'm like, yeah. And then I thought, wait, what, football? See, football always has a space somewhere. And then eventually I said, yeah, no, okay, I don't want to do this. But now I made a informed decision. I'm not making it because of what I see. I like the lifestyle hotel management. But with football, it's like you see that I fly around a lot. You see I'm in hotels, you see I'm in different countries, you see I'm on the field with coaches, I network with people. That's what you see. You don't see the other side of it. You don't see how many hours, sacrifices you make to be able to get there. And that's more important. And I said it earlier about offline, about the Wenger comment about what you must be willing to sacrifice something. And if you are willing to sacrifice something, then by all means, and you want to be here, then I'll help you. But it's more the question of how do I do what you do? But what do I do? I fly around, I sleep in hotels, I see football matches. And that's what was happening. We sell it on social media, but I sell it because if you knew my journey where I started, like this picking up trash on a Saturday afternoon, then you'd understand what it took to get here. But I was laughed at then and I was a joke then. But again, it's all part of the story. So to be more specific, to answer your question, it's coaching licenses are important when you in analysis. It's very important. Even to get to Saudi, I needed to have specific licenses to be able to work there. They don't just take anyone. And I said this last year when I did a license. Guys, if you're not willing to sacrifice hours for this football thing, you are not going to go anywhere. And for me, go work in a call center or go be a teacher, but stay away from this football thing. The guys that I compete with that side, I won't even say directly compete with, it's UEFA A, UEFA Pro license. And this can be a very deep conversation because and it's like you said, we don't have access to resource. So when we're young, the people in the UK and the States and their parents give them these coaching license. I have to go to Scotland I have to pay 150,000 to go do a license in Scotland. Who can afford it here on the level? And only because I'm working in Saudi. So the amount of sacrifice and money, would we take away our party money and our going out money or clothing money and put it one side to be able to go and afford a coaching license? I don't think we will in reality because it's too nice. I said like coaching at, let me just stick with Saxon because I come from there, but coaching at Saxon Rovers twice a week and a match on Saturday, take your girlfriend out for coffee, go with your friends for a braai, and then Sunday lunch and whatever else. That's not the way to make it. Like the amount of hours that you have to put in, we take it for granted that we're working in football and we'll make it one day. We like that it's easy. We take for granted how serious these people are that's on the other side of this thing. And until you're willing to sacrifice and put in hours for this thing, you're not going to make it. You can study whatever you want to study. I know many people that have sports science qualifications that don't have jobs. And it's not, I'm not looking down on them by any means. It's just the industry is a niche industry. Everyone wants to be on the green grass every morning and it's fantastic, but it comes with a lot of sacrifice. I missed my brother's birth with his kids also, and now my sister's giving birth in November, which I'll miss because I go back to tonight. I've missed weddings of friends, birthdays. The first year in my life, last year, I missed Christmas with my family. Since the beginning, I've never missed Christmas with my family, and I flew and spent ridiculous amounts of money to get here to Cape Town or wherever we were having Christmas. But yeah, I had to miss Christmas last year, and it's not easy to do. That was hard. I thought it was going to be easy, but it is hard. Missed New Year also. I spent New Year's with my family, my parents the year before for the first time after a long time. So the sacrifice is more important than the qualifications and how much effort you're going to put in. I'll happily mentor anyone, but understand what you are doing. Do not think that you're going to fly around a plane and chat to professional coaches and wake up on the green grass every morning. It's not how it works. So things like coaching license are important. I sat last week at the stadium and I spoke to a guy also because he asked about getting into analysis. And I said, you can do all the courses you want to. I can send you so many links of all the courses, but go watch a game. Just the first time I ever did it was I was in Joburg. This guy said, watch this game on a Sunday afternoon. I watched the game. I just wrote a page full of notes. I think I had about 3 A4 pages of anything I want to write. Okay, a cross on the right-hand side. This guy's headering is bad. The keeper doesn't save shots very well. The corner's always going to the back post. These are things I'm just adding a little bit, but I didn't know this much detail then. And then once you've written those notes, compile a report and say, okay, but all the crosses go here. They're always crossing from the right-hand side. This guy's always headering very poor. Like I remember many years ago, this one guy, centre back, was headering right in front of him all the time. Every header, no matter where it came from, right side, left side, didn't matter. He headers into the spot. And then the next game we prepared, we won the ball just outside, we crossed, we won the ball outside the box, took a shot, goal. But those are things that you pick up and you start to understand football on a different level. So understand what you're doing before you are trying to get the qualifications. Because we can go study psychology, law, whatever. But do we really know what we're getting ourselves into? So I hope, coaching licenses, you can do analysis. I think sports science is very important today. Very important across the world.
And I think maybe just before you go there, Zan, it's so crazy to think that you went from a career that potentially had a 0.001 chance of being successful into another one where has a 0.0, and you were actually part of that 1% that got it. And I think it's also akin to that determination that you have to make it work. Because as you were speaking, all of those sacrifices and those niceties that we are taking for granted is what gets sacrificed. Having a Christmas game where the team is playing, you need to be there, but your family is at home having trifle. And you can't be there. Those are the certain things that don't make the Instagram page. But if you didn't do that, you wouldn't be where you are. Because I was, and it's in, and you were using football in our discussion, but that's in any career. My dad was in finance, and on Monday he has the report ready, but they didn't know that on Sunday after lunch he sat there, he was typing, he was getting through, so that when the Monday meeting came, he was sorted, he was better. And those are the things that you don't see in any career that you take into account.
I wanted to know, because it sounded like you said you had 2 questions for us.
The one question was whether Ronaldo or Messi.
Great segue. Because on the show we like to play a game called This or That.
Okay.
And so we'll start there with yours. So I, as a Man United fan, I love Ronaldo. As a person with eyes, I know that Messi's the GOAT. That's how I feel. But like, you know, it's almost like I love Ronaldo more, but I know that Messi's the GOAT. That's how I feel about it.
What's your love for Ronaldo?
Oh, come on now. Come on now. He used to terrorize people on the wings.
But it's football specific.
Of course.
Ability specific, like 1v1, trickery, free kick, stuff like that.
So it's so interesting. I'll take this one because JP doesn't really watch soccer the way I do.
Exactly. But my answer is Messi though. But carry on.
So I think, okay, I will never love Messi as much as I love Ronaldo because of 2009 Champions League final. Like we can't.
It's etched in his heart.
We can never.
Yeah.
I mean, what he did to Atletico Bilbao in the Europe in the Copa del Rey was pure sorcery. So like I know that like he's dribbling and stuff like that. Aesthetically he's crazy. My friend Leighton was sending me a message about like Barcelona 2014 prime. We had Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets with a tiki-taka. It's like pick your preference. What you like,
exactly.
Ronaldo is like, it's like why people love basketball for dunks. It's just it's an explosion. It's a wow. It's entertaining. So Ronaldo is he is blockbuster.
He is blockbuster.
He is a spectacle on the field. Yeah. That's what it is. That's why you love to tune in and watch Ronaldo play. You want to see that blast from out of nowhere. You want to see the Rabona. You want to see someone get megged into the nether realm, and Ronaldo's gonna do that for you. For 12 years straight, he's been ruining people's lives. Yeah. And that's why we love Ronaldo. And you.
So mine has actually nothing to do with the football element of it. Mine is just the person he is. Like, he's it's. Please don't take this in a bad way.
Just listen. We have a best friend, Ridwan Bassa. Ridwan's locked in. He's gonna love it. Farhan's locked in. Say what you want to say.
It's more like if I go into any room, I know I will do outwork anyone that I'm up against. It doesn't matter where I go. It's just standard protocol. But with Ronaldo, that is what I respect more about him than Messi. Messi had the natural talent, 100%. But Ronaldo's off-field ethic is unreal. I mean, that thing was standing in the snow the other day. Can't remember which country it was. And he got into the ice water in the snow. Yeah. It's unreal. Like his behavior outside of football is... I don't think Messi shares enough of like the background stuff, which makes it a little bit tricky.
It is, yeah.
But with Ronaldo, the stuff that he does, I know now he has all this hectic things going on with his new contract, let's put it that way. But the guy looks after himself. Looks after himself.
And that I'll give to him, 100%. He's definitely in terms of, and again, it's that the spark longevity discussion that is also prevalent in other sports. But Ronaldo's 100% blockbuster. He gets you there to the game. He is as a professional, elite.
And business and stuff like that. Off field, he's done so many things. But just work ethic. So that's why I say I attach myself more to Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Yes, he has arrogance and stuff like that, which
You need to be that great.
Yes.
Like, because there's Zlatan and there's Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, so keeping with, by the way, the interview's done. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, we just, you don't have to you don't have to tap into any stories anymore.
Okay.
We're just gonna have fun for the rest of the day. You know what I'm saying?
He needs to come back. He needs to come back.
Oh damn! Yeah. So we must go to Saudi. We must go to Umrah. Let's take a Hajj.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Wait. So okay, so this to that. Number one. Oh, this was also brought to you by Gabby Jacobs, our other GenC member. She's not here. Okay. She's prepared a lot of this, so we love Gabby. Shout out Gabby. Let's get number one: coffee or protein shake.
Ew.
Which
No, coffee. Sorry.
Okay, but what was the hesitation though?
No, just the lifestyle, like training and stuff like that. The protein becomes and the older you get, even more important. But yeah, coffee is lifestyle, like more so in Saudi. But yeah.
You guys?
Between the two, coffee. Yeah, sorry, for me.
Okay, yeah. So last sister, she drinks coffee for fun.
Oof. Yeah.
I support you.
This is in the spirit of you. We didn't actually touch on it, but like the fact that you've done the Ironman, which race do you prefer, Comrades or Two Oceans?
No, flip.
He's sensitive.
Listen, this ain't easy.
I think Comrades is hell. Like,
that's crazy.
It's hell. It's honestly hell. But I think.
Did you have toenails when you're done?
Yeah. Surprisingly, yes. I thought I was like I would lose them, but I didn't have any issues with my feet. Okay. Just my body was really sore.
Yeah.
But I think the third Comrades I did, I was very comfortable. The first one I took my parents there, I couldn't walk. Like I literally could not walk.
Yeah. Did you up or the down?
It was the first two were down, and then I don't know why they had two downs, and then afterwards they had up. But I enjoyed oceans when I came to do it, to be honest. But yeah, I like endurance. Like I like to be
challenged.
What word do I say now? Yeah, like I like the thing that really breaks you. So I would say Ironman.
Pushing yourself to the limit.
Sorry, Comrades.
You say the Goggins in you.
Yeah, I love that guy so much.
And the last one, because you are leaving and you're gonna miss this, Camps Bay or Hout Bay? Listen, this is tailored for you. We came
for vibes or for running.
No, for you.
Like you choose and say why.
No, probably Camps Bay. Because Camps Bay's got a lot more options. Well, yeah, personally, it's nice to take a drive and go get ice cream, but the water is hell. Like we go and run there on Sundays, and the guys get in, and I'm like, I'm going for coffee, sorry else. I cannot get in that water.
The Camps Bay Promenade is an absolute vibe, but I'm gonna choose Hout Bay. Come on now.
But
Man in the Swordfish in the Rocks.
No, I don't like the seals.
That's our seals. That's our seals, bro.
It doesn't smell nice there.
It's that colored uncle, that color that like, that cousin that like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you have a 5 and for us? That's that seal, bro. That's our seals, bro. They loafing for us. Who's gonna perpetuate the culture? White people are coming from all across the world to Hout Bay. They need to experience. Give a 5 and from a seal. Respect.
But growing up, I never went to like Camps Bay at all. It was the bracket. The bracket was
like Wimashi Park. Wimashi Park. On the show, we like to play a game. We have a series of hypothetical questions. It came from the poll, and we like to call this game Say My Now. So it's just like, listen to the question.
Tell you, are you familiar with the Say My Now?
Have you ever heard a colored person say My Now? No? That's the game.
That's the game.
That's the game.
So Say My Now, you're a coach of a football club in the Champions League final.
Wow.
European or African?
European.
Okay. I love this guy.
Yeah.
He's like, no.
Your team is 2-0 down. Who would you get to do the halftime speech to inspire the comeback. Can't be anyone sports related.
Oh,
So it has to be
sports.
has to be somebody to come walk in here and inspire.
Read that question again.
Sure.
Quickly. Read that question again. Because it's for all of us.
Same
all of us must
now.
answer that.
You're a coach of a football club in the European Champions League final. Your team is 2-0 down. Who would you get to do the halftime speech to inspire the comeback? Can't be anyone sports related.
Okay. Can I go first?
Yes, sir.
Captain Erwin from Attack on Titan.
Sure.
Shout out my anime nerd. Shout out my dudes. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. My soldiers. I did a thing, guys. I said shoulders.
That's fine.
My soldiers do not buckle. That's all of the above. I needed the speech, bro. I needed the speech.
Yeah.
Like, even I was like on my horse.
No, that was iconic.
If you know, you know.
Towards the Beast Titan, bro. That's
if you know,
that's the one, bro. Captain Erwin from the Scout Score, Attack on Titan. I'm locked in, bro.
Sure.
I'm locked in. In the comments, like, let us know.
Who's doing the halftime
question,
speech?
bro? W question. Shout out to the producers of the show. He's cooked.
Goggins is sport, no? You count Goggins as sport?
I wouldn't actually count Goggins as sport.
I also would.
He uses running as a tool, but he's
so his motivational talk will get you there.
I like him because he's like a no bullshit kind of guy. Like if you can wake up to that, then I think things will change. But I would select him.
Okay. Now Piccolo's gonna take us to the Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z is gonna train us to be the best version of the second half.
First take.
And take it.
Take.
Did that ever finish Dragon Ball Z?
Take.
Hey?
Did Dragon Ball Z ever finish?
I don't think so.
No, it's still going.
It's still going.
I don't know who the hell is fighting.
Wait a minute. I have an HM, an honorable mention.
Okay.
Honorable mention.
Oh wait, to make up for JP.
Yeah, I have to make up with JP.
Thank you.
I'm trying to think now who gave the speech in Avengers Endgame. Was it Captain America? Captain America.
Thank you, Rizan.
That's the one.
He's going to test your reading though, Dayle, yes. Yeah.
Did you do orals at school?
Obvi mondelings as well, bro. I did Kosa mondelings.
And you were comfortable?
Huh?
You were comfortable?
Okay, so public speaking is my superpower.
Yeah.
Like genuine.
Even in a different language like that?
It was my highest mark on my report.
But from honesty, I think I got the highest mark in Kosa because I was cheating. No, in class, like you get someone to. How do we all get the highest mark in Kosa? There's a reason.
Second, it's our second additional language. It's our third language, so it's like it's easier. Also, that's LC's and Kosa. I said I must go work in Saudi.
Does he comes up with this? Saima now. You're a judge in the 2025 Cook Sister World Cup. What other elements you'd be looking for in the perfect Cook Sister? Cook Sister.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Sure.
Nah, man. No. This is a weird. No. Change this question. Change this question because we can't. Cook Sister is already perfected.
Yeah, but there's
different, bro.
I've been testing while I was here.
Yeah,
and there's some that I really don't like. I'm not going to mention to avoid issues, but there's some I don't like, and I have a particular kind, so you have to.
Okay.
Do you use maca aniseed or non-aniseed?
Yeah, there's that. There's the aniseed. There's the citrus.
What's the level?
Okay. No. Sorry.
Yeah. Moist.
Do you like it to be like
only boys?
like some people like it like later, like I like it when it's fresh and still crispy. And like some people like it like later when it's a bit like not so crispy.
No, I take it back.
That's what I mean.
Coconut,
coconut. I was just like, are we on a dangerous trip? We're about to offend the Yellow Caledonians right now.
Bro.
No.
Just like, because we can come for donuts.
It's a preference.
We're not offending anyone, bro. We just like, what's your perfect?
Okay. Face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Wrong answers only. My favorite sister is when I break my fast. I didn't eat anything a day. I had a date water and a sister. It's like life, bro.
But like moist or
Yeah, like what made it so lekker?
What's it like?
warm and
Warm
moist.
syrupy.
Yeah. Okay.
Like you
now we're
can
getting
take-
somewhere.
So,
Like,
and like
but
so,
syrupy sweet or like not too sweet or like
so the clapper must be like 25% clapper.
Okay.
Like I don't need. I must be partly cloudy.
We're getting it.
This is
Partly
what I
cloudy
need.
on the clapper.
Yeah, this is what I need.
I actually don't mind the donut type of kusista.
Okay.
I actually don't mind
Okay.
it. Like I know I spoke about this system as have a bit cheese forced removal in there. You must taste the apartheid legacy. You must taste the Black Lives Matter. But I'm okay with my kusista, my gesuikerde, geklapperde donut.
And
I'm
the
okay
level
with
of
that.
spice, do you want it like
So that's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't have to be that spicy.
It doesn't have to be
I'm
that
okay.
spicy.
I'm okay. Yeah, and Dayle, what's your answer?
I think I first wanted to ask you when, because he said after he breaks fast. When is it? Would you have it in the morning for breakfast?
It's a Sunday. It's a Sunday. It is because it needs a like gown. You must put on the gown
Lekker.
and swirl the non-hair. Put on the swirlers. Sit there.
Slippers.
Slippers. Vital. Sometimes Crocs. I won't lie. Sometimes Crocs.
I don't support. Sorry.
Sometimes Crocs. There, and then sometimes if I want to be really dramatic, I'll play a YouTube fire video and drink just to like set the scene.
I don't believe it.
But in reality, it is
Guys,
the
your
coffee,
favorite
the
podcast is
consistent
fake, man.
coffee, consistent gown, and watching highlights on the
that
makes sense.
highlights
Laugh for that,
definitely.
laugh for that.
I
Let's be
just
real.
add a bit of spice
Yo,
there,
that's where the
but
fire,
that's my setting. That is
I'm taking the kusista out on a date. And so these baby cows.
For me, a kusista is good anytime, any day. Man. I look like a kusista.
No one's ready. The views expressed. The views expressed on the podcast is for the audio platform because nobody knows what Lal looks like.
So I agree that it can be consumed every day. It's just to get it is easy on not easy on a Sunday because you have to place your order.
You get the best version on a Sunday.
But that's the reasoning for having it on the weekend.
Got you.
I just feel like people turn up on a Sunday, bro.
Face.
Yeah, but it's out of stock.
So I think the point I was trying to make before you give your answer is that I don't think I care about this for-profit kusistas. I'm a socialist.
Yeah.
We must sugar that same day.
Oh, yeah.
25% coke.
25% coconut.
Partly
bro.
cloudy.
I don't need my to your. I don't need my clapper. Can you? I don't need my clapper.
Okay.
Because I don't want to say coconut.
Yeah.
Which is more racist apparently. And I went full the other way around. I don't need my clapper to be fine. It can be medium size. It can be whatever.
As long as it's
you edit that out.
Okay.
I'll decide.
Nobody's gonna know.
Nobody's.
And you want to find it.
What was that?
Built up anger from
Build up
videos.
anger. It's the
Anyway,
Good.
yeah.
No, I think Sunday 100%. That I'll stick to.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, someone asked me to go get Cook Sisters, and I said I'll know tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then Hot. I don't know if you guys follow Hot. Hot on a Sunday, Cook Sisters, black coffee. But soft, moist, and warm.
Yeah.
This place in Lansdowne that I bought these from, my sister recommended, and it's incredible. I've gone to about six places, and this has stood out. And it's like a house. What's part of a house? Maybe this is bad for business for people to know. But
Nike's lead them.
but it's part of a house, and they like amazing. So I've been eating that for the last 3 weeks. And first thing on the morning breakfast. It's the only way. Yeah. Cook Sister, I call it like Cook Sister and coffee run. every Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Lose the weight and then just put it on again. Yeah. But they don't have this I haven't found it in Saudi.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just come and get fat here in Cape Town and then go back and sort it out.
To end the podcast, we like to give the guests an opportunity to do 2 things. So the first one's going to be a bit weird. But if there's any projects, pages, or things that you want people to look out for, I think especially in terms of professional sports, analysts, management, any parts that you want people to follow, plug them, plug the pages, let us know where to go and where people can find you if they want to follow your journey more. So you can do that, plug away. And the second thing is provide a message to your younger self. Yeah. So first do the plug, straight in the camera.
I don't think I have enough, how do I say, specific following of people to say that. I think shy away from this thing of when I was speaking to a social media influencer, because I was trying to figure this social media thing out now that I'm old. But to understand it, like how many people follow you and how many people you follow is like a thing. But go and follow as many, like you can follow all of them. There's so much information on Instagram with regards to football and stuff. So you can just, I have a second account because we are the NGO. So I'll just share everything to that second account.
Perfect.
And then I'll just go and watch those things over and over to keep them in place. But follow all of them. Like, don't make it about how many people follow you, because it looks bad. I go into a profile and I follow 8,000, but only 100 people follow me. It looks weird. I look like I'm maybe not popular, and that's a thing for younger people, I think. But go and just follow any sport, football page that if that's your specific industry, or if you're doing shoes.
Do you mind giving us the name of the NGO and then also where people can follow you?
So I'm sort of, because I left, I'm rebuilding it, but it was reach. It was sandwiches. So feeding, so each one reach one by feeding people from your home, because we have this thing of we're always giving leftovers to people on the street, which is not an issue. I still do it and I still support it, but it was a concept around packing a sandwich.
Okay.
And on your way to work, give it out to someone. Or on your way to school, ask your friend or your son to give it to his friend, kind of a thing. But that's reach. And in the process of rebuilding that. But yeah, other than that, just follow all the sports pages you can just to get all the information. I don't have specific ones that I follow.
Okay.
And Twitter is a very good site for also getting a lot of information. That's probably the 2 best for me. And then the second question was?
A message to your younger self, if you could. Any age, no specific.
The complication is like in school, I think in primary school I wasn't great. In high school I got more serious, but not also great. I'm not like at the A level, but I focused a lot more and I took my life a bit more serious in high school. And then in college, I think I did quite well. But study more, because I sit in a space now where I'm in Saudi and I'm like, I sent it to my friend the other day. I had my iPad open here and my laptop open here. And I'm studying psychology. This is psychology. And this is a football course on technical scouting. And I'm trying to do both at the same time. I go here and then I go here. And then and I'm thinking, but you're stupid. You're going to get nothing in here. It made no sense. And then after that, I said, okay, just wait. Just iron out some time here because you can't do this. It's stupid. But we're now in this constant chase of trying to better ourselves because, again, it does come back to resource and finance. We spoke about it earlier. More so as colored people, we don't have that privilege to just go and study and study and study. Like I said, in the UK, those kids have the opportunity to go up the road and do all these courses. Their parents support it from a young age. We only do things, and you spoke about also access to resource when we can afford to do things.
Okay.
I could only do Ironman from Sundowns because I didn't have the money to be able to afford a bike. And yes, people say buy entry-level bikes and stuff like that, but then maybe it breaks on the race or something can happen. So cleats is expensive, tri-suit, wetsuit, all these things cost. If I really break my budget down, I think that's where most of my money went to, is to Ironman races and all my other athletic things. So we could only have access to these things when I could afford to have access. So it's the same like the coaching licenses now. Only because I can afford to do it, I'm doing it. If not, there's no chance. Working here, no chance. Absolutely no chance. And no one is funding me. So yeah, just study more and like focus, like you in the relationships, like say for example, you and your girlfriend or dating or whatever. I am no longer the most important person in your life. That's your most important person. So when we are younger, we make other people important in our lives. And because we make them important, we lose out on bettering ourselves because we sacrifice 1 hour of studying or a braai where we could have sat at home and read a book. So I'm not saying be the perfect person like that, but I'm saying just help yourself a little bit more.
Yeah.
Leave the other things that don't really matter and it's not going to be fruitful at the end of the day, because you and your wife will lay there in 40 years from now and I will be somewhere else. But you decided to spend more time with me, so you cause chaos between the two of you. So it's like, it's the same with the studying. I just feel like we take too many, we take time for granted.
Specific, bro.
It's a shoe fit. But
So
I think also to latch onto that, it's about learning in all aspects, right? Not necessarily just the certificate.
Yeah.
And I think it's sometimes we think like we have to show evidence for learning, but sometimes if you learn something and implement it in your life, that's also learning. And I think if we better ourselves in that method as a community, we'll just be better. And I think maybe just to that point, thank you. Thank you for coming out and squeezing us in the schedule and the flights and to-do lists. And I think from our side, thank you for taking the time, because I think when we created this space where we can share knowledge and invite people in to see, give them also a better understanding of what it actually takes. We don't get to see that benefit, but we allow that to take place. And that's one of the reasons we do this.
You gave us an opportunity to hear like the harder truths of what it takes to be truly, truly successful on a global stage, on a national stage, wherever it is. You spoke about the sacrifices, and for that, thank you so much for your time. If you like this content, guys,
I don't want it to end.
Please do watch us on a Sunday with Coffee and Kusisters. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to see more, and we are out.
Peace.